This you gotta see. So this is my daddy's shop. Yeah, you could barely walk around the back of this.
I'll tell the roller skate story if you aren't nice to me.
It's okay.
He put the wrong gear in the car one time.
I worked in that building. It was a Western Auto store. I had a one-car garage. It cost me $80 a month. Throttle stuck one time, hit the telephone pole a ton. And I'd do whatever I had to do. I just didn't want to do it. I wanted to race. So this is Fenton. Fenton is a small area, real small city, I think. Not a lot of houses, a lot of industry. We're running over my daddy's old shop, which was my brother's shop later, which was my nephew's shop now, which was next to Lake Hill Speedway. I don't know if Kenny talked about the big reunion they had.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. I didn't go. He got mad at me because I didn't go.
Why didn't you want to go?
Because I went to Mississippi to race. And he called me and told me, he said, there's so many people here. It's unbelievable. It's so neat. Which, I'd love to see the people and stuff. I said, good. You know what you need to tell those people? If they would have came when it was still open, it'd still be open. So.
Valid point.
No, if all them people would have come out when it was still open, it'd still be open. But people weren't coming and it shut. So this was my daddy's shop. But the shop was just that center part. Built it in 59. I remember I was 4 years old. There was a ladder. They were doing something on the roof, and I climbed up that ladder. And I was terrified how I was going to get down. They helped me get down. So my daddy sold it to my brother Bill. That ran it for years. And then his son Ed bought it from him, who's probably been here over 20 now. Uh-oh. There's a cat.
What's up, man?
We're on tour.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What day we do?
Yeah. How are you doing, sir?
How are you?
So when he built it, it was just that wall to this wall.
Anything ever end up in the creek?
Not that I know of. Well, there's been a lot of stuff put in the creek, but never rolled in the creek. Yeah, there's been a lot of stuff put in the creek. When this place was built, you could barely walk around the back of it.
Right.
Yeah, you could barely walk around the back of this. That's the bridge to Lake Hill.
Yeah. The old bridge. They've been putting in those piers there. They got to put in a new one. You hear what they've done over there, right?
Storage or something, right?
They've probably raised it 60 feet. Thousands of dump trucks.
The other side of
the tracks.
Okay, but how do they get to it?
Through the little.
You still got to go through a little
there's
viaduct.
room for a dump truck through that hole there.
So my brother built that. Right here is where the bathroom door was.
The bathroom door?
At the
That was the main.
at the house, at the shop.
Oh, so you open the door.
That 755 Forest, the wood door.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was the outside door, because the outside of the shop was here. Brother built this office. I got that car. Brother Bill built that one. The color is kind of got a green interior and stuff. Suede or whatever. No, velour. Well, I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But it was like, it got real dated, and now it's like it's back in. I mean, it looks pretty neat. Yeah. How high has the water been in here? That looks like a water line right there.
That is a soda machine.
That is soda machine.
Wow.
It was bottom of that air
But
conditioner right there.
the only good thing is this particular place. It comes up.
Yeah, it comes up and right back down. It don't really tear up the building at all. Styrofoam insulated doors float. Those are the exhaust holes in the bottom of the door. The doors floated up when the water came up.
Holy.
Holy.
So it breaks that thing off.
Yeah.
That won't hold.
That wait a minute. That's impressive.
That deal sticking down here, or like there on the other side.
Wow.
That deal going right here, latched, will not hold that door from going up.
That's crazy.
Oh, here we go. There.
That was a little flood. That was 82.
That's turn 1 and 2 of Lake Hill. And we're standing in that building. So if you look how close that actually is, we're like basically at the end of turn 1 and 2. Yeah, so from there to here. That was it. Drive the car to the racetrack.
Oh, this is way different.
Yeah, this is very different than when we came here with Jenny. Wasn't there another bridge to get over here?
There was a little walk bridge here somewhere and went over there because that's where the parking lot was.
Yeah, it was right there.
Oh yeah,
There
you
was
can see the.
the concrete was still there. Part of it.
14 foot. Man, I did not think. I wonder if they've cut this down. I did not think it was ever this big. Okay, so we're parking stuff back here. This was one of the lakes originally, right here.
Is that the lake that people would swim in when this was like a swimming resort thing?
Yeah, it came back. Oh yeah, that's all filled in. It came back, there was a set of steps here somewhere. Because people came from the city out here. And this was like a resort.
That says 1930 on it.
Yep, 1930.
How far away was the house you grew up in from here?
We'll run by there.
Would this be the place where you crashed into the bird bath?
Oh, yeah, we'll go by there too. Gotta go by that one first. I wonder what the new noise is. Heater fan. Yeah, I want to replace as many things as possible, so. Yep, 59 built that one. And this used to be real little and dangerous turn. Dad gave the city some property he had up here. They made it a lot better.
Did you ever shake down your race cars on this street?
No.
Never.
Pat did, going the other way. Throttle stuck one time, hit the telephone pole a ton. Thought it killed him. Right here, see this house?
The white one?
Yep, that's where we were originally, except not that house, because the house we were in got ate up. I mean, not when we were in it, but after we moved, they wound up tearing it down years later. Yeah, Pat replaced an engine in the car one day. On Sunday, he went blasted down the street and the throttle stuck. So he knew he's better off to hit something quick than let it keep getting going faster. So he hit the telephone pole. But
Wow.
that was a hell of a hit. Yeah, so I rented that shop up here for 8 hours a month. I only went from maybe not even a mile, I guess. Maybe a mile? I don't know.
Yeah,
There
that's
and up
pretty
here.
close.
Yeah. And then the house Daddy bought out here about 2 miles, maybe 2 miles.
What was the reason for moving to your own one-stall garage?
Was there, you know, and it was in Dad's way, and them guys would come by after work and they'd be sitting there drinking beer, telling me how stupid I was and stuff, which I knew that, you know, I knew. But I just wanted my own place, you know. I got an apartment about a year after school, and I got a shop, and I said, wow, kind of deep. It cost, between the two of them, it was like $300 a month between the apartment and the shop, so it was like $300, man. Stretched pretty thin. I was working at the Western Auto then. Western Auto or Henner's, I don't know, the auction house, I don't remember which one. But before the levee or anything, you would drop down here. None of this was here. That building was there, and it was in below that building. I had a one-car garage. It cost me $80 a month. I moved from Daddy's to there. That was the first shop I ever rented. That was my shop.
So that was the original Schrader World Headquarters.
Well, I don't know about that, but we went. They didn't have a walk-in door. I just had an overhead door. Left Daddy's, went to that shop for $80 a month, and then wound up buying that house. $8 a month seemed like a lot of time. John Hennard was my landlord. I worked for him for a little bit. He ran an auction company. I wasn't a very good employee. I wanted to mess with my cars. I didn't really want to work on stuff. I didn't want a real job. So Young's Dairy Mart, you'll see pictures in here, which I worked in that building. It was a Western Auto store. I worked in there, and they had a little building out in the front. And that was the Western Auto store, and that little ice cream place was right in the front. A lot of stuff in this corner. I had a lot of good times.
So what were you like as an employee at all these various jobs?
Oh, I didn't have many. I only had worked at the Western Auto store. I worked at the auction house a little bit. Nothing. I'd do whatever I had to do. I just didn't want to do it. I wanted to race.
Who were the other family friends that lived next to you in both places? I read that in your book.
Bud and Dorothy Kittler. Dad came home one day and he told my mom he'd bought this house. Bud and Dorothy didn't have any kids, so my sister and I were like their kids. I stayed with them 2 nights a week from the time I could walk to their house, which was 100 feet, until I was like 16, and sister stayed there 2 nights a week. So Dad come home and told Mom that he bought this house and we were going to move. So she went over to Dorothy's house and they started crying. Bud came home and said, "What's wrong?" So they're moving. So he come up and bought a house up here too. And that was maybe about 62, 63, something like that. Mom and Dad lived here forever until they moved to Licking, Missouri, like 130 miles away from here. I remember it was a big deal when they told me I could ride my bicycle to the shop. And looking back and seeing these roads, and this is nice now. They used to let me ride my bicycle down there, so maybe they were trying to get rid of me. But this was a great place, man. We had some trails, and this road, you won't believe it, but when we're going to turn on this Mombard Drive, right after we moved up here, it was brand new asphalt. You could wheelie that motorcycle just as long as you could go. It's hard to believe this was brand new asphalt.
That is hard to believe.
Yeah. So that's the house right there, 34 Mumbert, straight ahead. The basement was all playroom. It was pretty cool.
And this is the house where you crashed into the bird bath?
No, it was that other one.
Oh, okay.
The other one.
That's what I was...
Daddy built the shop. The shop wasn't there. The house, not a shop. The garage wasn't there when we lived there. This yard had to mow that when I was a kid.
Oh, gosh.
Had to mow that yard. Now all them trees weren't there, but it was not much fun to mow.
You're still a kid there having fun.
Yeah. I was in it maybe 4 or 5 years ago. I stopped and just knocked on the door, and people were very nice. I'm talking new asphalt. It was perfect.
All the way up here too, even?
All the way up here, way up past here.
Can't imagine.
What the heck? This is...
Well, you can, with the hill and the rain, it just, floods instantly. But this was the house Dorothy and Bud bought. It was brand new when they moved in it. It was great.
42.
42 Mamba. We were 34, I think.
Did you have your own bedroom in their house too?
Sister and I shared it. Yeah.
Didn't expect to go off-roading in the Juke.
It's not a Juke, it's a Cube, baby.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
How do you not know that?
I don't know. I've got lots of car facts in my head.
Look at it.
I've never studied the Nissan product line. I just look at it. It's one of those things.
No, Juke is like a baby rogue.
Oh yeah, that's right. See, I get these things mixed up with the hamster Kia thing.
Yeah.
Kia Soul.
Yeah, is that what that is with the dancing hamster commercial?
They still make it though, don't they?
I think so.
Which
They sold a lot of them things. That's the house.
Which one was your bedroom?
I don't know. The one that's got the plastic on it, I think. Sister's was this car, I'm sure. Had hardwood floors in the living room and stuff that were out of a bowling alley.
Oh, that's cool.
They were neat.
They still have the little arrows on them from the lane lines or
I think
something.
already finished.
There were no arrows. The people that built this place, the Momberts, lived there. And the Quinns lived there. They were very good friends. But the water would come down and flood the basement. But then this, nothing. I mean, you know, like every place, there's thousands of houses up there now, all around. And there was nothing. We could ride our bikes down through that creek, go all down there, motorcycles.
Were there other kids your age around here that did that?
A couple, yeah. Yeah. We had enough to get in trouble. We never got in any big trouble, but...
What was the worst thing you did?
Oh, I don't think nothing real bad.
Did you ever throw anything at cars on the road?
Oh, hell no. No, I liked cars. I mean, I always liked cars. I didn't want to tear up nothing like that. No.
We decided to make that a question that we ask everybody because Carrie Earnhardt threw watermelons at passing cars as a kid, and Brad Keselowski threw pine cones.
At one time, we got in trouble for throwing pine cones at cars passing the road. That happened.
So now we need to know, what did you throw at the car?
No.
I guess you were a good kid then.
Yeah. Now, when we were at the other house, and I was like 4 or 5 years old, and all the race cars, most of them had to come down that road, and I had a set of flags that Mrs. Leidendecker, Leah Leidendecker was flagman. Mrs. Leidendecker had made me, and I'd give, if it was somebody I commonly liked, I'd give them a checkered flag. Somebody I didn't like, wasn't my favorite, I'd give them the black flag when they were going to the races. But none of this stuff was here, and it was Patty's Hill. Comes in, goes up here, and goes up there. It was some places up there. We weren't supposed to ride our bikes down to there, but we could get there.
Where'd you go to school?
Well, we're going to go past one. When we lived here, it moved to a school district. We started out in Valley Park School District when we lived down on Forest Avenue. But this put us in Parkway School District, and that school's a little bit of a hike away. But we went to kindergarten and first, second, and third grade, I think. That's it, right there.
So your whole young life was kind of contained in this one little strip here, it seems like.
Yeah, pretty much.
Did you play any sports in school?
No. I went out my junior year. I was going to play football. That didn't go very long.
You didn't like it?
No. One day I was late getting down there for practice, and the coach, he made me run 4 laps because I was late getting down there. But someone had hid my shoulder pads, and I ran 4 laps. That pissed me off. So I was number 7. They hadn't made cuts yet. It was still tryouts. And I hit these, we're doing the deals where it says go and you hit the dummies. And I hit the hell out of that dummy. And he said, that's it. Number 7 wants to be a football player. Well, I hit that dummy and it hurt. And he was happy. And I was like, number 7 don't want to be a football player. Number 7's going to start racing in May. This September. I can find something else to do between now and then. So I told him the next day, I said, hey, I'm done. He said, oh, you'll make it. You'll make the team. Well, make the team and being any good was 2 different things. So I said, no, I don't want to do it. So that was it. That was the high school sports.
It's probably a good decision.
Yeah. I don't know about that, but when I heard he was happy, I just thought that was enough. So this was a skinny little 2-lane road that you didn't even want to drive the truck and trailer up. Not that it's not a lot wider now. This was going to an old house, which we built a 30 by 32 garage. Billy Collins built it. It's the builder shop that we got now. And the house, that was 79. And my brother-in-law, Pat Walsh, who owns the place now, he wound up getting a divorce and needed a place to keep his car, so we added on to the shop. Years later, Pat wound up buying everything. This Brethel Drive. I told Mom I bought a little house in Fenton, and then she came out here, and I brought her out here, and I drove her right up to here and pulled in. And she said, oh, that's very nice, Mom. But I said, no, Mom, that's not it. But the house that we're going to, my sister and brother-in-law knocked it down. It was just a little brick house, and they knocked it down and built a new house. They built a real nice place. But it's got the shop in the back still. So they built this. Let me go down to the back to the shop. Got the trailer in the. This is Joey's, the crew chief, Joey's daddy.
Oh. So what was that shop across the driveway?
Just neighbor's play shop.
Huh.
All right.
Can we get out and look at this place?
Yep. But the house wasn't here. This was a little video house. Where we built the shop. This is my sister Sharon.
Hi, nice to meet
This is Mitchell.
Mitchell.
That's supposed to be a boat and a race car shop. This was it. 30 by 32. It was fantastic. This
Mitchell,
is Pat.
nice to meet you.
Shelby.
This was kick-ass when we built it. 2 cars facing, you could put 2 in there this way and 1 here when we had 3. And we were standing tall. See, Red Baron Pizza, that was 87 started.
So what of this, the equipment or setup in here is still the way it was when you were working in
A good
here?
bit of it. Yeah,
A good bit of it.
yeah. Brake and shear. back there.
Yeah,
It's the same brake and shear.
Yeah.
yeah, back there in the corner.
This right here is why we make these videos, because how would anybody ever know about this? This is so cool.
And that's supposed to be a boat in a race car shop.
There's not.
But then this is the part we added on when Pat was going to bring his stuff over. So we added on over here.
And I did a race car over here.
Yeah. But we added our.
That's one of the glass roof off of his car when I took care of it. 52.
This is a funny story I'll never forget. When I started working on cars, the first Christmas that occurred after I had been working on my project car Monte Carlo, you know what my dad got me? Flares and magnetic lights. And I thought, wow, is this really what you think of me? You think I'm gonna break down? But really, I just realized that he was trying to make sure I was safe. You could do the same thing for yourself or one of your relatives. Get them a Fantic tire pump, because nobody is immune to leaky tires, and most people don't have an air compressor at their house, and it sucks to go to a gas station and use that dirty thing. Super easy to use, and it's pretty much a beast. Self-contained. Cord goes right in there. Got accessories inside. Charges with a USB-C. It's got a built-in flashlight too, in case you have a problem in the dark, and it's freaking bright. And you just set it whatever PSI you want, and it'll turn itself off when you're done. I don't have a 30. Like having this little panel inside with a lid for different attachments for filling a football or bike tires or kids' toys, pool toys, whatever. Even more compact option is the Fantic A8 Apex, where everything's self-contained in this nice little packet. I leave this one under the back seat in my truck all the time. Fantic is running a huge Black Friday sale, offering their inflators at the lowest prices ever. Use my discount code for up to 44% off, but you gotta hurry because it ends on December 2nd. Check the description for the links and the discount codes. It's a nice building.
This you gotta see, because you like my '84 Suburban.
Oh yeah.
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 Oh my God.
Yeah.
So are your whole family suburban people? I noticed that red one up there, and I was gonna ask you.
That was our brother Bill's, and
Yeah.
he passed
They're half from
a
it.
year ago, this past July, and I was like,
But this,
I want the
you gotta-
Suburban.
you gotta-
What's the best thing?
I
Like,
drive it every day,
they're
You
awesome.
drive it every day?
and we have a new Taurus, not new, but new to us, sitting in the garage, and my 54 pickup. I have a Ford. I have a 54 F-150.
Wow.
So, yeah, I drive the Suburban every day.
Those are like the best driving, most comfortable cars.
They are. They
This
are.
one was built here, right here, except for the final paint and the upholstery.
Yeah.
The valve covers
It's
fooled
on-
me for a second. It's an LS
It's a
motor.
72, yeah, it's an LS3. It's an 02. It's a 72 body, but it's on an 06 chassis I shortened.
Ooh, that's cool.
You know, that's why I put the rack in, which when I put the rack in, I had to raise the ceiling because I didn't think about that.
So this thing got to drive great then.
Yeah, it
Right.
drives good, runs good. Look at it.
How much have you driven it?
Total of 22,000 miles.
Okay.
8,000 in this motor. Watch the door, don't hit that.
Oh, wow, you did all this yourself?
Yeah, I didn't do the final upholstery, but I did everything else.
These are the
I made the
2000s.
consoles, I made the door panels, I made everything, but I put a whole floor and firewall in this thing, from the front to the back.
Are the seats the reupholstered 06
yeah,
seats?
Right
reupholstered.
now.
Oh, this is freaking cool.
My baby's upstairs in the upper door.
You take any old truck and work on it for years and spend 75, 80 grand, you can make them nice.
Like I'll let you come back here if you want to do that. And then I'll,
Yeah, and continue to work on it.
I like the barn doors.
yeah, let's see.
Oh, that's
All
nice.
finished, and then the console, that storage, but that TV, it plays a video of the whole thing being built from start, from when I went and bought it as a piece of junk
Wow.
till finish. She rode on the back of that with her dad. Ken rode on it with his dad, Tarala, I know, and then that he rode it and I rode it to get parts.
What year is it?
72.
I rode with Dad to Rowler and that.
Yeah, don't you? Oh yeah, you guys came back and said what a bad ride it was. Because it was just too far.
Yeah, and then like what? Three years ago, you wanted to like take it out and make it your daily cruiser. Yeah, and then he brings it back and puts it in front of the door, and
Well-
it's like, yeah, this isn't so comfortable.
Well, I'd still do something with yours because you're not using it at all.
We did something, and then you left it on our front door.
Oh, no, yeah, but it was still yours. I didn't. Hey, is there still? Did you ever clean up upstairs? Is everything out upstairs?
No.
We had fixtures and stuff.
No, they're up there from both. You know, they're over here.
No.
Yeah, and we got rid of a bunch, but we kept too much.
This was the old one, right?
Yeah, you go up.
Yeah.
So you're saying there's the Robert G's attic stash up there?
Yeah. I can't get to
This
it.
car-
It's up there.
I wouldn't even know that was an attic access if you told me. That is well hidden.
But I didn't realize you had 12 inches between the main beams. There's like beams, and there's floors, and nothing's in the same spot, or right spot.
No.
You can't measure. I had to go up and kind of drill little holes to find it, because I wanted it on the main beams, so it didn't fall down.
Right.
Did you do any of the actual building construction yourself?
Of course, definitely, no way.
Yeah.
I was,
Well, we did all that attic part.
Yeah.
When we were getting ready for the ceiling.
yeah,
Had a big party and invited a bunch of us.
yeah.
How many gallons of beer have been consumed in this garage?
Hundreds.
A lot.
Especially when Budweiser was sponsoring him, and I was taking care of car because he'd come up with Budweiser people and other people.
Yeah,
That had to be the
yeah.
perfect combination.
There was a little beer in there. Little beer.
And we took, Joey and I did Anheuser-Busch cars for a while, the show cars. At one time we had 4 of them in this side and 1 on that side. There's one picture there. You can see Cravens and
Oh yeah.
That's the old house there. That's the back of the old house. Yeah, we had that Cube van. That was Gundicker's old Cube van.
yeah,
Look at the spoiler.
What's
the spoiler on Folger's car? It was like 6 or 7 degrees.
qualifying trim?
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't much fun.
Go out there and try not to.
Just try to make it back.
Everybody needs a project.
Is this the same phone you would use?
Yeah.
it was, they phoned the same spot.
Yeah, I'm working on it, so
That
our
one.
basement is already.
That's been updated.
Where's this go?
I always like looking inside those because you see what was originally there and then you see stuff crossed off, and it's kind of like a little index of how the building has evolved over the years.
That's his index when I lived here.
This was mine?
Yeah. Yeah. It was here.
That's why I haven't been able to get a hold of it. I'm taking this.
Okay, that's good.
You know what though? I don't think this was mine. I think it was Daddy's.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
That's great. Yeah, that is the right.
I'll get my glasses.
here,
That's
here.
quite the transformation.
I'm okay. I'll put scrap aluminum.
He put the wrong gear in the car one time
Oh, when was that?
when he was running back, him and Rusty at Lake Hill. And
Oh my gosh.
he had the wrong gear in it and really turned it up a little too hard, and it blew up bad.
What race was that from?
That was back on short track here when him and Rusty started at Lake Hill.
Lake Hill.
So that's
That was probably about an 8,500, 9,000 blow up.
Yeah, there's.
Oh, this is pretty dang cool. I didn't know we were coming here. That's why we don't prepare much for these. We just kind of like, all right, take us and go.
Mitchell, you guys.
See the picture up top? That's him and I. We had team cars at A&W. The Chevelle, the Camaro, and then he had his midget. He pretty much started that midget, didn't you? Yeah, that midget.
And Giphart.
You take that short.
That's my wife.
He's got the original door out there.
Oh yeah.
No,
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't.
what'd you do with it?
The red one.
Oh, the red one down below.
Going to the
Okay.
bathroom.
No, different door down below. It's going up too. Yeah.
There was a
Yeah.
red door that here that said
Yeah.
K Schrader World Headquarters, Fenton, Missouri.
Yeah.
And
And cross through it, put dimmer.
it got out there now.
Yeah.
because-
Yeah. I was thinking, because the door came up today, but I was thinking the one to the bathroom,
Oh, okay.
which is Forest Avenue.
So.
You gotta see this.
That-
That was the Suburban.
That motor over there
Wow.
was the one.
I'm really surprised you didn't keep the original paint job.
I'm always curious what happened in that original paint.
I mean, you can talk about that, you know. have fun with it for a
Well, if
while.
you went through dead people, I go through dead people on my phone.
What the hell you got here?
That's a mic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Junie Donlavey.
Junie Donlavey's in there.
Mm-hmm. Junie Donlavey.
That is awesome.
We've lost ABC.
Really?
Yeah, they didn't make it. Look in the drawer.
I'll see if they're
Sherry Williams. Who's that?
Rusty Wallace.
They used to be in a glass case.
Yeah.
Kenny Wallace. His very first race he won was up on Springfield Mile. It made me mad, and I told him I'd find somebody who drove him still win the race. And we did. And it was his first race ever.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
wow.
was in that little blue,
So the first race he ever got to drive was because you couldn't drive.
right, that 97 car. It was in that car. It was blue and yellow.
Where's that at?
So,
Oh, that Chevelle.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the first race Kenny Wallace
Ever. And what? Oh, wow.
Heard that story a couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he painted the car at the dome, yellow and blue, and had my name on the driver instead of his right there, that little thing.
Oh.
And he said, I'll bring over. What do you want? I said, well, just give me this piece. So he ends up showing up with that whole quarter panel. But I kept it around because, Schrader might need it one day.
Yeah.
That's why I keep the roof too,
Yeah.
Never know.
I need one of them.
Why is the door frame like this?
We must have
Joey.
been.
Joey,
What do you do?
well, when we had your car, his car here, we needed to put a door up. For some reason I didn't have time, so he really didn't know how you build a door frame, so he built a door frame. He filled it in. It was that big before.
Just not the right size.
Cut the hole too big.
No, the hole was cut too big. And then he needed to make it littler for the door he bought. Rusty's dad, Mike's dad.
Oh, really?
No, it says injured back. The reason I say that, he got hit on the left side
Oh,
when he
got
got his leg
okay.
broke.
Well, that was first time he crashed hard.
Okay, that's first night. Went to Raleigh. It's Tom Hannick's truck.
Yeah.
He told us He towed us up there.
That was supposed to be his first car, and he ended up building him a different car. And he ended up giving it to Jerry, which owned that 64.
He was a little spoiled.
Tell him about spoiled kid.
Henry Penn's. I didn't get new roller skates every
Oh,
freaking
crap.
year.
That was many years ago.
I'll tell the roller skate story if you aren't nice to me.
It's okay.
So one Sunday, like when it's race day, and he's got his first race car or the second race car, whatever, quick change, tires, motor, whatever it takes to run a race car at Lake Hill Speedway in that decade. And I come down and I'm like, Dad, I need a set of wheels for my roller skates because I competed competitively and I had like 2 or 3 pair of skates. And he just lost it.
Stupid.
He's like, I said $80.
No, you were 150. I remember
Were they?
specifically. Yeah.
Well, it was probably too
Cut
fair
this
then.
short.
You weren't at breakfast that day.
I know they were 150. He came down and told me right away.
And
He said, "I think I screwed
told
up."
Dad, that's ridiculous of spending whatever for roller skate
It
wheels
was.
for her.
It could've been
Well, it went to the
it'd been
dark side
3
shortly
tires
after that.
right there.
And he went down to Dad's shop.
That's when we
where
had
he
the
was,
A&W cars.
And you know,
We were building
and
that
he
Chevelle.
said, I think you screwed up. I think I screwed up, and you can take it from
Yeah, I
me.
said, yeah, he definitely did. You definitely did. I said, your dad just bought a new quick change, 1,500, and we're building a new car for him, 100 Chevelles.
Hey, that'd been the first time
Rusty
Rusty drove a race
ever
car.
drove a race car.
Really?
That was in Florida.
Going out. That's our buddy Jerry Siffer.
He was
He's
driving
letting
that blue and gold car. That way back.
Letting Rusty take the car out. So you're going to scan this?
Yeah, I'm going to take, since most of them are on,
Yeah,
yeah, I have to take the...
that's his first car there.
Yeah, second year.
Thankfully,
Second year, 'cause it
the
was white,
pages are
second year was
mounted, pictures
primary.
are mounted on a white sheet of paper, so
That's-
it won't be too hard. I will have to give those some attention now.
These are some really good
I'm gonna
pictures.
scan
Yeah,
that whole
this is
book.
historically
Oh my gosh.
significant
That's the
stuff
first midget I
here.
drove for.
That's it.
This is like 77, 78. That's my partner at the racetrack, Ray Moore. Sid Hobstadt. This is when I first started driving a midget. I drove that. That was probably 75 or so. I started racing in 71. That's my brother Bill, and Daddy.
You still in a class by yourself?
No. No. Yeah, I'm slow.
Oh, I did get my roller skate wheels.
Yeah.
And he was quick to tell Joey, my son, when he was racing, don't make that mistake. To your dad, to me,
Keep your mouth shut.
because I have a daughter.
So that thing was just bouncing around in that desk for 45 years?
Yeah, probably 35 years at least,
I've
yeah.
been looking for some of these phone numbers.
I'm sorry, man, I would have told you sooner, but you know, I'm old and my memory goes away.
All right, we're gonna run down by cousin.
See, I just keep this stuff long enough that he realizes he wants it. 'Cause we, you know, when he was going up fast, he,
That's a good thing you did that.
yeah, now it actually means something.
All right, we're out.
All right, nice meeting you.
Hey, you too.
Love you.
All right, bye. Thanks.
Where are we going right now?
We are going to Sieveking's, which isn't Sieveking's anymore. It's since been sold twice. And then right down here is Ernie Jumper's. Ernie Jumper used to run a late mile for him some. This is when we were running the midget and sprint car and everything. So if it was a Saturday that I didn't have a midget or sprint car race, we'd run Ernie's late mile. But I ran it quite a bit for a while. Sieveking's was a whole lot different operation. It was invested a lot in our sport. They really did good. Without Sieveking's, I would have never been cup racing, because they were big time Ford fans, and we bought some engines from Jack Roush, and that's how I met some people at Ford. And without the people at Ford, we would never got the chance to drive for Elmo Langley 5 races and then get hired by Mr. Donlavey. So probably when you did Kenny too, you talked about impressive chassis, and that's Donnie Jumper. It was that's Ernie's son. This is Ernie's house, and that's where the body shop, and he doesn't work on cars anymore. He's just got a sign. And the race car stayed in there.
So how old would you have been when you were coming here?
Good question. I started driving other people's stuff when I was probably 19 or 20. I would have been 20, 21. Some when I was driving Ernie stuff. That garage door right there,
Yeah.
that far one in front of the house, that was impressive race cars. It worked out of his mom and daddy's house, and that was it. One stall in a couple different places before he got to where he is now. He's got a nice shop now, but it started very, very humble beginnings, like everybody. When I drove for Sieveking's, which I started driving for him in 79, and I think 86 maybe, I bought what they had left. And they sold it to me very, very cheap. Bought what they had left and took it to North Carolina. We ran a couple years out of here, 85 and 6, but then when we moved to North Carolina, we moved everything down. So all this is Sieveking's. It's Energy Now is the name of the company. But we were in this building around the back side. We can't get back there. But that was where we kept the Sieveking race car. After they moved up here, we started out down the road first in their first facility.
Was that a ASA or USAC stock cars?
USAC stock car, and just dirt late mile, which we just ran around the Midwest. But we'd go up to Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, and stuff.
That was around 1970, right?
79.
Okay, 79.
Yeah, 1979 started for them. Like I said, went to like 86. I think it was still their stuff in 86. We might have bought it in 87. But we moved it down to North Carolina. First it went to Decatur, Illinois, and a buddy of mine, Chuck King, took care of it for a while up there. Kept it at his place, and then we moved it to North Carolina. Then we moved back here when I think in 08. So there's a lot of years there in between. 79 to 08. That's a pretty long time.
Yeah.
Seems like a real long time right now.
When I read your second book, and you talked about the Sieveking part of it, there was a little piece in there that you said you had an ASA ride lined up, but that ended up going to Mark Martin instead. What was that?
No, yeah, it was going to be our own deal, and we were supposed to have quite a bit of help through the Ford high performance division they had. It just didn't work out. We were well along into the program. It was a couple weeks, a month before the first race, and we had cars just about done, and truck and trailer, and it's just misunderstanding. Let's just say that. But it didn't work out, and Mark had he was up there. I'm sure it was Gunderman then, I think.
That's what I was wondering, if it was Gunderman.
Yeah, but that's where it needed to be. I mean, it was a lot. Mark needed to do it because he was going to do it really right. We were used to dirt racing more. I mean, I ran a lot of asphalt, but I was dirt racing more. And Mark was geared up, and he did an excellent job with it, like, he does with everything. So it was all good. And because of that, like I said, I still met the people through Ford. We were going to do that. It didn't happen, but they got me in Elmo Langley's car for 5 races in '84 because I bugged the hell out of them. And they were great. Without running Elmo's car those 5 races in '84, I would have never got a chance to drive for Junie Donlavey. And they helped on that program too. So believe me, Ford Motor Company, they were huge to us winding up being down south. But in '84, didn't seem all that good. In '83, we'd won the USAC Sprint Car Championship, run second in the USAC Silver Crown, run third in the midget without maybe ran 2/3 races, and I had quit all my really good rides to concentrate on the stock car, and then it fell through. So I had like nothing other than Sieveking's dirt car, and we were fortunate we were able to get some good rides that ran part-time, run this car here, run that car there, but got our foot in the door with the cup deal for the 5 races, which turned into 29 years down there.
Was there ever a period of time in those early days when that fell through, or something where you thought, dang, this racing thing might not work, what am I going to do? What was your lowest point before it worked?
Well, I got married in '84.
That's your lowest point.
And but that was good because she was a nurse and had a job. I knew I was okay then. No.
I was wondering where your lowest point was.
I say no, but there was a lot to that. But no, I mean, like a week and a half after we got married, the phone rang and it was Mr. Donlavey, and wanted to talk to us. So I flew to Richmond next day or 2 days later, and left Richmond. I wasn't there 2 hours, and left Richmond and drove for Mr. Donlavey 3 years, and then went to Mr. Hendrick. So, it was the really questioning time was just pretty short, really. Everything is springtime. It's maybe February, March, maybe, when things are looking pretty bleak with the ASA program, and see that's going to happen, and still got some bills to pay, so I could hustle up some cars to drive here and there. In July, I ran the first cup race, so we obviously had to have that deal done sometime in June. So there was no real bleak time. I knew I could always get, if I wanted to go back open wheel racing, I could come up with some rides. I could, for the following year, I could come up with some good full-time rides. But I didn't really want to go back to open wheel racing. I loved it, but man, people run stop signs all the time, red lights. I didn't really want to go back to that, so it just worked out. We ran those 5 races, but it was November after the last race, which was Riverside, I'm sure, yeah, in '84, and we was driving the van home. So, man, I wonder what. Yeah, we're gonna have to make something happen here, because driving for Elmo was an option if we come up with some sponsorship, like $150,000. Might as well been asking me to get $4 million. $150,000 was like a lot more money than it was in the world. And then Mr. Donlavey called, so it just worked out. There was never no really, really low time. Plus, I like building race car trailers. And we had a shop, which we're headed to now. And it's like, I can do stuff to make money, but I want to make money racing. But, we always had stuff we could do. And I could even, if it came to it, I could get a job. That was pretty far down on the option list, but I could, I drove a truck for Sievekings in the winter, so I could actually get a job. But I didn't want to resort to that yet.
Did you know Mark Martin back then?
Didn't really know him. I didn't grow up, I never did the ASA stuff. I obviously know who Mark was, but I knew he was young, kick-ass race car driver. More than race car driver, he was could be his own crew chief, and I knew Rusty raced with him all the time. Rusty was in the same boat as far as being able to do, build the car, set the car up, do everything like that. And so no, I didn't really know Mark. Obviously knew who he was, and a lot about him. But I probably didn't meet Mark. I don't know when I would have met him, but didn't know him. Didn't get to know him at all until we would have raced together, or he would have started running the bush races. But hell, he was running Cup in what, 81?
Yeah, like 81, something. 82.
Yeah, 81, 82. And we didn't. He wasn't there full time or anything, but he went down there. He didn't have the finishes he wanted right off the bat, but they sure in the hell knew who he was as soon as he went there the first time. And said, we need to watch this kid, he's going to get something done, or sure has the potential to do it. That's for sure. So all that stuff is from 71 when we started to 87, I guess, when we moved everything down south.
What would have been like a road trip for you as a kid if most of your life was in this small area? What did you have to leave it for?
And when I started racing a little bit out of town, well, a little bit out of town to start with was 2 or 3 hours. You know, and then a little bit out of town got to be 6, 7 hours. And then all of a sudden we were going to Phoenix. Like, holy shit, we're going to Phoenix to run a race? But I mean, I just rode out there with the people I was driving for.
The first time you did that, was that when you really felt like you left the nest as you were out some other part of the country with people who weren't your family?
Yeah, that was a pretty big deal. It's like, really, going to Phoenix, drive a race car? A 2,000 to win race. Yeah, that seemed like a pretty big deal at the time. Broke like lap 8. I was like, wow, I don't know about this sport.
Did you ever get any speeding tickets?
Yeah, I got some high-speed driving awards. But not stupid. I mean, I was never in danger of losing my license or nothing. I wasn't that bad. But, yeah, I got some.
What was your daily driver?
Oh, I always had shit boxes. Always had shit boxes.
Do you have a favorite shit box?
You gotta have good shit box stories.
No. Daddy told me, buy me a first car when I turned 16. Up to $500. Got a 71 Dodge window van.
That was your first car?
Yeah, painted. I had a motorcycle I had to carry.
Oh, that makes sense.
So I had motorcycles. Daddy, I was gonna say he helped me paint it, but that's not the way it worked. I helped him paint it. Where it said chrome reverse wheels on it. Put a little paneling in it. Sold it for $500 or $1,500. And I thought, wow, I don't much care about cars. Daddy always bought and sold old cars, so I'd buy something and play with it a while and try to make $1 and sell it.
Is there one that stands out as just the absolute worst one you ever had that you regretted buying?
I had something. I had another Dodge window van. Used oil like unbelievable. I mean, you couldn't drive it anywhere. I had traded something for it. That one was a mistake. But I had a couple of sweethearts too. I had like a 67 Bonneville station wagon that had 40, 50,000 miles on it. Man, that thing would just eat up the interstate. And, you know, you could sleep in it in the back while someone else was driving, and it was perfect.
If you want to learn more about Valley Park, Missouri, watch the Kenny Wallace Hometown History Tour video. We drive around some of the same area, but obviously different for the stories that pertain to Kenny, Rusty, and Mike Wallace. All in the same little, probably like 2 square mile area. It's super cool. If you haven't seen all those yet, go watch one of them, leave a comment, said you came from this video, and see if I answer. Put me to the test, I'm gonna answer. And as usual, make sure you're subscribed. Just because the videos pop up in front of on your screen when you open it doesn't mean you're subscribed. It doesn't cost anything. All that's just a follow button. That makes sure that when we do post something new, you're more likely to see it. And if you watch this entire video, I would think that you would want to see our future ones because they're all the similar format, history based with racers of the past or cool things related to cars and parts and pieces. Kind of like this Bobby Allison Pontiac Firebird late model body we just found. Yeah, this isn't even the whole thing. We have literally the entire body, all of it, even the windows. You probably didn't see the t-shirt I was wearing in the video because I'm always behind the camera and not in front of it, but it was this one. We just came out with it. I really wanted to do something with a mid-90s Craftsman truck on it, so this is what we came up with. And really, we just kind of make these because I like them. This one is in reference to Ron Hornaday's Papa John's truck, which is super random, but that's kind of why we do these, because they ran this paint scheme for like a handful of races and that's it. This one's inspired by Bobby Allison's 1988 Stavola Brothers car with the Stavola style logo included also. I always liked that one for some reason. We did it on hats too. We got them in black and red. They're both Richardson 112 snapbacks, my style of preference. We did something a little different on these though. They are printed on Next Level brand shirts, which are my personal preference. And these ones are on Gildan Dry Blend, which is like the more traditional t-shirt cut. What we would do is I'd print off a couple in my preference for these, and the rest of them would be this dry blend. Well, this time we did the whole order in the next level to see how you like them. So go to staplesandautoworks.com, pick one of these up, make good Christmas gifts. I will say, if you do get one of these, please let me know if you like the material better, because it costs us more and we don't make them any more expensive because of that. There's less margin on it, but we think it's better. So that's what we wanted to do.